I realized that the people that were really sort of making the money, unfortunately, in the fitness business, are the people that were either completely lacking in knowledge, or the people who were just downright lying and selling pie in the sky ideas about these gadgets, infomercials that would make you into Superman overnight. Every single muscle in our body has one precise anatomical motion that is best. And there's one precise direction of resistance for each one of those muscles that is best, which means that something that is different could be second best, third best, farther and farther and farther from ideal. And this is what has been happening in resistance exercise for the last century. People doing exercises that are third best, eighth best, seventh best, just a mishmash. It's almost like putting a bucket out in the rain and expecting to fill it, and you do fill it. But so much rain falls outside the bucket. That's what traditional bodybuilding and traditional muscle building has been like. People spending a lot of energy with some of that energy being used productively, but a lot of it being wasted and a lot of it being injurious. Some people, they try to poo-poo that, and they try to say, oh, Doug Brignole's trying to reinvent the wheel. No, the wheel is muscle load. The wheel isn't how you get muscle load. The wheel is muscle load. We all agree that more muscle load equals more muscle growth. What people don't understand is that you can get more muscle load using less weight with better physics.
Well, I have to tell you, I would probably, if I didn't know better, because I've studied it, if I didn't know better, I would say that it's difficult to understand, to wrap your head around all of these exercises that we've been told are so important and are so necessary, and in fact, they're not at all. But, we're talking 100 years of people preaching that, so right. It's just hard to imagine that all of a sudden someone says that they're actually not, and you can measure and quantify and realize exactly how much load they produce versus a more targeted exercise.
You cannot build a muscle without challenging a muscle, and if you challenge a muscle, the muscle gets stronger. It's not just a cosmetic thing, right? Muscles get bigger when they get stronger because you load them and you work them under load. So it's sort of like semantics. It's like when people think they've gotten stronger because they're moving more weight in a squat. Okay, so each of the participating muscles have gotten stronger, but that doesn't mean that you couldn't have done the same thing with isolation exercises. The problem is that people typically do isolation exercises for high reps and low weight because they think they're shaping exercises. And they do the powerlifting exercise for heavy weight, low reps. So they become strengthening by default. But it's not the exercise that's doing it, it's the fact that you're applying it differently. You're applying heavy weight, low reps.